Hello everyone, thanks for watching. My name is Joseph Catrona. This video is intended to help sort out the tasks and the functions of SOLIDWORKS serial numbers, the tasks related to switching them out, the tasks related to activating, and generally understanding how they work. Let's get started inside of SOLIDWORKS 2020. One thing to consider if you've already got SOLIDWORKS installed is whether or not you need to transfer your old license. Unless we want both the old license and the new license to be consumed by this same computer, we would first want to release that old license. Now that may be because you're upgrading, or it may be an old license type that you want to leave available for another computer somewhere else. In either case, we're going to go to the Help menu inside of SOLIDWORKS and choose Licenses, Deactivate. Now that will release whatever serial number is currently on this machine. And if you want to see what your current serial number is, you can just choose Show. So again, the Help menu found under this little question mark or the SOLIDWORKS flyout, Help, go to Licenses, and then Activate and Deactivate are found there. Now this is for a standalone installation. If you have a 9000 SOLIDWORKS serial number, you have a standalone product. It is not meant to be shared around multiple computers unless you do this activate and deactivate process whenever you want to move it to another computer. And that's worth mentioning. If I have two computers that I'm using SOLIDWORKS on, maybe the office and my home computer, I can simply install it on both and then activate and deactivate as necessary to move the license from one machine to the other. Now let's talk about network serial numbers or changing the serial number for a standalone. From your Start menu, we'll go to the Control panel. Now this is the same direction we would be headed if we were uninstalling SOLIDWORKS. So I want to look for Programs and Features inside of the Control panel. From there I can see the applications installed on my computer, and I can scroll down and select SOLIDWORKS. When an application in this list is selected, we see options like Change, Repair, Uninstall. You might see Modify. In my case, I'm going to say Change or Modify, whichever is available, depending on your operating system. That initiates the installation manager for that SOLIDWORKS installation that you have selected. The thing to do would be to modify here. And you'll notice that on one of the first screens, I have the ability to switch out, modify, or add any serial numbers that I may be entitled to. From there, I'll just swap out the number and then choose Next, 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 and finally Finish. Now then, let's talk about a network serial number. Maybe we're switching out or adding a PDM serial number or a floating seat of SOLIDWORKS or SOLIDWORKS products such as simulation. These numbers often have 9010 at the beginning of the serial number instead of just 9000. For those serial numbers, we will have a solid network license manager installed also. And similarly, we'll choose to change this application, and one of the very first screens, Next, Next, allows me to add any network serial numbers that I have, and you can separate those by a comma here. Once I've updated the serial numbers to be applied on this machine, I can choose Next and Install to finish that process. It's worth mentioning that the Solid Network License Manager also has an activate and deactivate function. If this is your first time installing SOLIDWORKS, all you need to do is open it and you should receive a prompt that asks if you would like to activate your serial number now. However, if you've just went in as shown on the previous screens in order to modify a serial number, then you would need to release the old and then activate the new. Similar to what we can do from the SOLIDWORKS help menu for a standalone installation, you do that through the Network License Manager for these networked serial numbers. So we can open up this application, the Network License Manager, choose the Modify button on the home screen or the main screen there, and then just choose Activate, Reactivate. I'll choose Next, Next again, and then select All. Doesn't hurt to activate or reactivate any products that are already running as expected. But I will see the number that's been added in this dialog. I can choose Select All and then Next. And we'll see these screens that indicate the license manager is communicating over the internet with the SOLIDWORKS database to determine what entitlement I have based on those serial numbers. So just to recap, if you're using a standalone seat, you can release that seat from the help menu, licenses, deactivate. Then you can go and modify under the control panel your SOLIDWORKS installation, modify, and change out the serial numbers here. And then finally, we'll open SOLIDWORKS again in order to activate the new serial number that was added under Control Panel. And that's for standalone. And as a review for a network serial number, whether that's a networked seat of SOLIDWORKS or a PDM license or draft site enterprise licenses, we will release the license by going under the program called SOLIDWORKS, SOLIDWORKS Tools, Solid Network License Manager Server. That allows me to go modify and release the license. This is the equivalent of deactivate. This choice, move your product. So if I release that, then it would be perfectly legitimate to go inside of the control panel. Again, for a network license, I will change the install in order to change the serial number. In either case, whether it's a standalone or a networked serial number, we're going to add new serial numbers, delete serial numbers, otherwise change out the serial number under their control panel. And then the activation of that serial number, whether you've changed it or just added your new serial number, is found under the Solid Network License Manager itself. If you have any questions at that, feel free to direct them to us, support@cutmetalfast, or you can leave a comment here in the comments section. Thanks for watching.